Hi, my name is Kusladana, and thanks for clicking on the link to learn more about our Buddhism for Beginners course. This course, as you probably see, starts on the 24th of September and it runs for 6 weeks. The course is going to be looking at Buddhism, not so much in terms of the content of Buddhism, but we will look at that, but more from experiencing Buddhism. So by the end of the course, you'll have an internal kind of model of where Buddhism is, what the Buddhist mind looks like. Yeah. So it goes like this. In the first week of the course, we'll be looking at Siddhartha Gautama to be the Buddha who became Shakyamuni Buddha, and we'll be looking at him and his life as a human being and how he interacted with people around him, his life story basically, and how he went from being a prince in the northeast of India and became an enlightened being. Yeah, and what does all that mean, becoming an enlightened being? Well, we'll be exploring how you go about approaching that in your own life in this course. So in the first week, we just basically look at his life story and what he was like as a human being and how he interacted with the human beings around him. Over the next 3 weeks of the course, that's the second week, the third week and the fourth week, we'll be looking at essentially ethics, but ethics from the perspective of what kind of ethics makes the mind happier. So if we look at our own lives and just think about how we actually interact with ourselves and others and how we live our lives, and do we actually have behaviour, or do we actually speak, or do we actually think in ways which lead to our own happiness, or is there aspects of our own nature which basically turns towards fraughtness and having difficulties with our own life and those of others around us. So we're looking at how you might set up. We're going to basically discover sort of ethics that actually helps us develop ourselves. Yeah, and by the end of that, we'll be looking at what I call the 5 precepts in Buddhism. These are practical ethical principles, not laws or commandments, but just principles which have been found in Buddhism to help you go from a fraught state of mind to a calm state of mind, a state of mind where you can make decisions easier about in life, ethical decisions which are for your own benefit and the benefit of those around you. So it's quite a game changer, Buddhist ethics. In week 5 of the course, we'll be looking at difficulties in meditation. Now, throughout the course, we'll be actually introducing 2 meditation methods. One's called the Metta Bhavana, which you can look up on the internet, and the other one's called the mindfulness of breathing, and you can look up that also on the internet, to find out more about it. But in this week, what we were looking at is basically things that hold us back in meditation. And what holds us back more than anything in meditation is difficulties with our ethics. If our mind is not calm because of us being fraught in terms of our ethical behaviour, it will come up in our meditation. It actually stops the mind from just resting and getting to the kind of state where actually you can really meditate properly. So there's sort of hindrances that get in the way. Things like hatred, things like conceit, things like avarice, things that sort of basically where your mind is hankering after things and you can't think about anything else because you're hankering too much. Yeah, that's it. So we'll go look at that in week 5 and look at practical methods to help you calm your meditation down and really get on with it and make it work for you. Now in the sixth week of the course, that's hard to say, we'll be looking at basically the worldview of Buddhism. We're looking at some of the basic philosophical concepts, you could say, but things aspects of how Buddhists think. Things like the fact that nothing's permanent in this world. Every leaf you see from year to year, it's not the same leaves you see on trees that were there last year. They've all changed. Blades of grass have all changed. Your people around you are all getting older by a year. People get born and they die. All those processes, basically, the basic nature of things is change. It's processes and change rather than things actually being. So there are no motor cars. They're just the sort of the assembles of things that actually work like motor cars and give us the utility of motor cars for a while. Yeah. So we're looking at that kind of aspect, but there are practical outcomes from that about looking at the universe more straight on, and not thinking basically our house is going to survive for 1,000 years. You know, we'll be changing our mindset towards the universe around us and people around us too. So that's week 6. So after that, there's a level 2 course, yeah, where we'll go into really more into the practical aspects of Buddhism, what the Buddha was like more. So we'll revisit him, Shakyamuni, because he's so important. Then we'll also look at the teachings of Buddhism, and they're all practical teachings based around getting the mind into good shape. And so we'll look at, and then we'll be looking at the wisdom aspects of Buddhism. Is that right? Yeah, the Sangha. Oh yes, I must look at the Sangha. Yeah, we'll look at Sangha. Basically, is the collective of people who are trying to make an effort, make a difference in their own lives and those of those around them towards developing and becoming happier. To get the state of mind where basically you can really take off your meditation and go somewhere with it, because one of the goals of Buddhism is to become enlightened as an individual and collectively.